my craft friends, Tracy here. Are you ready to DIY some high quality, stunning Christmas home decorations that'll be perfect to help you celebrate this upcoming holiday season? Or better yet, give as gifts to loved ones and friends? If so, let's go ahead and get started. All right, now for this DIY, we're going to be working with some of that plaid fabric that we purchased a couple of weeks ago, along with this frame. Now you can do this with any frame you have on hand, any size, anything you prefer, but I'm going to be using this one, and I purchased it maybe like, oh gosh, I don't remember, but I've had it for a little bit, and I got it at Hobby Lobby on clearance. It was like a couple dollars, so I bought a bunch of them and I couldn't pass them up. I know, I'm obsessed. But anyways, this is the last one that I have, so I thought I would turn it into something pretty. So we're going to be using this. And to start, we are going to set our fabric aside. And we're going to start by, we'll disassemble our frame. And then we have our glass. And it's important that it has glass in it, your frame, obviously. So we're going to set it down here for now, and we're going to take our frame and we are going to paint it. And I'm going to spray it in this beautiful matte green. It says matte Spanish moss, and it is a beautiful paint. So I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to spray it, and then I'll be right back and we'll continue on with our project. All right, well, that's drying. We are going to carry on to our next step, and that is going to be taking our backing to our piece of glass or our frame. We're going to set our glass down here, so gently. And we're going to take our piece of wood. Now mine has this black on the back, so but it doesn't really matter. But I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to cover this with the fabric. So we're going to go ahead and cut our, so then I have the clean back, which honestly it doesn't really matter, if I'm being completely honest. Once you see our finished product, you'll see why. But anyway, I think I'm going to use this side, and we are going to now cut our fabric to fit this piece of wood. And the only thing that I'm just going to do a single layer of my fabric. So let's see how we do this. So I'm going to use my single layer. And I think what I can do, probably, my table isn't big enough, but I think what I'm going to do is maybe cut it out like this. Yeah. And we'll do the end here, so that will be good. So we're going to move this over to here. And the main thing that we need for this piece of fabric is for the plaid to be straight. That's the most important part of this whole thing, is that our plaid is straight. And it's going to be quite easy actually, because we have the lines of the plaid to line the board up with. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to start like here. I'm going to try to get use as much fabric as I can. So we just got to find a line on both ends. Actually, it doesn't even really need to be on both ends, does it? Let's see. That's pretty even, and this one isn't. So let's go by this bottom one here. And we could pull it around and, try to get it straight too. But the most important part is just to make sure your plaid is straight. So we got that line down there straight. Now we need to just pull this over straight with this line here. Yeah, like that, and we'll hold that down on the side. Then we'll just pull our fabric like that to where it is even with this side. See what I'm saying? So then, there. So now we pretty straight. I mean, I think it's as straight as we're gonna get it here probably. And like I said, we can pull it and adjust it if we need to. But yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Okay, so now we have that done. Now, you can do this one of two ways, which I'm wondering which way to do it, honestly, because I have a roller cutter, which if you have that, that would be amazing to use. But I know not a lot of people have that, you know, the rotary cutter, which would be perfection. So I think what we're going to use is just some sharp fabric scissors so it's attainable for everyone. But you know what? Let's do this. Let's mark it with some chalk first. All right, so now we have some just regular chalk, nothing fancy. And I'm just going to mark my fabric like that in the corners so we can keep track of where we are when we're cutting. And then we'll just cut it with our scissors. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we have our fabric piece cut. And now we're going to glue it to the front of our board. And for that, I think I'm just going to use some of this spray adhesive because it really bonds with fabric nice. So I'm going to take that outside and we'll give it a good spray and we'll stick our fabric to it and we'll check on our frame and see if it's dry. All right, so now we have our frame painted. I think it looks so pretty. We have our fabric glued on to our wood board. And now what we're going to do is we are going to take our piece of glass and we're going to make sure it's clean. Let's see, make sure it's clean, pretty clean. We're going to put it on our fabric like this. And then we're going to pop it into our frame. Like so. And then you'll have something that looks like this, which isn't that pretty? Don't you love it? Oh no, it's taking me out. All right, so now that we have that in, now you can secure it any way you want. You can tape it down, you can glue it. You can put like we're gonna put a backing on ours. So actually, let me get to the backing so you guys can see. I'm going to be putting a backing on mine, and you could just leave it without a backing depending on how you're going to use it, but I think for me, I think I'm going to put a backing on it. And then we're going to have like that. But first things first, I'm going to have to take it out and spray it the green on the edge. So I'll go ahead and do that. We're going to spray it with the same green color that we sprayed the frame. So let me take that outside. We're going to spray the edges and then I'll be right back and we'll finish our project. All right, so now we have everything painted. You'll see I painted the back side of the board and then I left the top blank because you don't need to worry about that. And then the most important part is the edges. And then we have obviously this that I showed you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take and secure this board down. And to do that, I'm going to be using my framer's point tool, and I'm just going to secure my board into my frame. Okay. And since it is going to be glass in it, I wanted to make sure it was good and secure with our framer's points. And now we're going to bring back in our board. And we are going to secure it on the top of our frame here. And then we're just going to secure it down to our frame. And to do that, I'm just going to be using some of these little nails I have. And then I'm just going to hammer it down and secure it. You just want to make sure that your nails, let's see here, let me get some of these out. You just want to make sure that your nails are long enough to go through your backing board into the frame. So we got that. And then we'll just finish up our corners and then I'll show you once I get that done. So let me go ahead and do that and then we'll continue on with our project. Okay, so now we have that done and it's finished on the back side. So next, what we want to do is we are going to add some handles. And I'm going to be putting on these silver handles that I purchased from Lowe's. And you'll just find the center of your frame. And for me, I like to just put it in, and I know how big this one is. It's on the top here, it's 13 inches. So then half of that obviously is 6.5. So I find my center, and then I eye up the center of my handle with the center of my frame, and then I'll just measure it from the sides. And this is going to be 4 inches on each side. So that makes it works out really good for me with the two handles. And then once you have that done, then you're just going to mark the holes for your handles. And now these, I think I'm going to pre-drill a little bit just to get them started, because the wood is, it's like it's not a wood, it's one of those MDF woods, so it's kind of like really denser wood, and I don't want it to chip. So I'm going to go ahead and just pre-drill the holes, and then we'll attach our handles. All right, now I started out with my screwdriver, and I could have gotten it done with the screwdriver, but this wood is so hard that I had to finish up with my drill. But that's okay. And then look at this, you guys. Stop it. How beautiful. Let me see if I can show it to you without the light shining on it so bad. Look at how beautiful that is. Do you love it? Oh, I love it. And then you have your sides, and they're matched. Now, another thing that I want to do, and I love how the sides match. Another thing that I want to do is I want to put some bumpers, some little bumpers on the bottom so it doesn't scratch my table. And I think I have some of those. So let me just check, and then we'll add those to the... Okay, so I got these bumpers. They're self-adhesive, but I'll try the self-adhesive, but I think I'm going to add maybe a little bit of hot glue to them if they don't stick. But anyways, these are the bumpers that I'm going to be using for the bottom of my tray. And I purchased these at Home Depot, so you can probably get them at Lowe's too when you're getting your handles maybe and your spray paint. And you can also paint the nails too if you want to make them blend in. You could take a little bit of the spray paint and spray it on a surface like a piece of wax paper or something, and then take a brush and just dab it over the nails, and that'll cover them perfectly. And I might do that, I don't know, we'll see. This tray is for me, so I don't really mind that they're like that. So anyways, you're just gonna stick these on. Oh yeah, these are super good, super sticky. Nice, I love these. These are perfect. Look at that, they covered those little nails perfectly. Yeah, this is so cute. And I think this would make a perfect gift. Like, who wouldn't want to get this for a gift? And you could make it customized with the fabrics to their decor. I think it is a great gift idea. I love it. I love this tray so much. And then look, the side is finished, the bottom. You see the little stickies there. And then you have this beautiful serving tray. All right, my craft friends, what did you think of DIY number 1? I love how it came out. And we put that old frame just laying around to use. And it turned out stunning. And I love the plaid under the glass. That I love so much. I can't wait to use this holiday season. Well, let's go ahead and continue on to our next DIY, where we're still having some fun with plaid. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, now for this DIY, we're going to be using more of this fun plaid fabric. We're going to take it and fold it out. And we'll just take our iron. You're going to need an iron for this, unless you have a sewing machine, and then you could use a sewing machine. But I wanted to try this without a sewing machine, so it gives most everybody access to do this DIY. So we'll see how it works out. I think it's going to work out fine myself. Alright, so we got that done. Now, what we need to do is we need to cut out a Christmas tree pattern. Now, so I'm going to try and cut out a big Christmas tree from this paper. All right, so now we're going to take a pencil and we're just going to draw our tree stencil and make sure that we have, yep, okay, so we're going to start, we're going to start right here. So right here is where we can start drawing our tree. So let's see if we can do this. Wish me luck. But let's see though. Let's see where we're at with this one. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. We're committing. We're committing. It might work. Because we need it to be kind of big anyway, so let's see where we're at. Sorry for all the noise. And I might have to round my corners, but that's okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. Oh, yes! Look at us doing it. Look at us, you guys. We're just doing it. Oh my goodness. I think these could be a little smaller though, so let's do that. Let's make these a little smaller, these end ones here. And we'll just round it. We'll round the corners. Alright, so I have my pins. And we're going to just pin this into place. Top of our tree. So now we have that done. Put our pins back. Make sure we don't have any pins. Okay. So we got all that done. So now we are going to cut out, make sure everything's good. Yep, we're going to cut out our tree. Okay, so now I have my tree form on there. And now we're going to cut out our double-sided tree form. And to do that, you can use a sharp pair of scissors. Like, look at these beauties. My mother-in-law knows. She knows me too well. But she got me those. But I don't think I'm going to be using those. I think I'm going to try and use my pinking shears, because I need it to not fray. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take about maybe a ½ inch. And we're going to cut around our tree a ½ inch, a half of an inch from our paper. So let's go ahead. So now we have our tree cut out, and we can now remove our pins and our paper. Okay, so now we have our tree cut out of our fabric, and what I need to do now is we're going to just fold it up like this, because I got to put a towel underneath it so we can use the iron. Bring this back up there like that. So now we have it like this. Oh my gosh, I love this already. I haven't even done anything. Alright, so next we're going to take, remember the stitch witchery that we bought? We're going to use this. We're going to try it. Now, like I said, you can sew this, but I wanted to make this accessible for everyone. And I've always had good luck with stitch witchery myself. I mean, it's not like we're going to be like, you know, doing anything to this that's aggressive. It's just a Christmas decoration, you know what I'm saying? So, let's see. Let me get this started. Oh, there we go. Take that off. And you need the stitch witchery, and it says you need your iron. You'll need an iron set on wool. And you'll also need a damp presser cloth. Now, I'm going to use this damp washcloth, so we'll see how that goes. But let's start. Let's see. We're going to take our stitch witchery, and we are going to start by putting it on the inside of our plaid. Because you could see there's kind of a difference in the two sides, but not really huge. But anyways, we're going to keep this side down, and we're going to lay our stitch witchery down like this. And then to start it, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it, and then we'll continue on. That way it'll hold it in place. So let me go ahead and do that. First off, let me tear this off. There we go. Okay, so let's do that. We'll put it in place. And then we're going to iron it with our damp cloth. And it says not to iron, just to press. So we'll see how that goes, huh? As I move it. Okay, and it says to hold it for 10 seconds, just moving it around. All right, so let's see how that works. I don't know if it was 10 seconds, but it seemed pretty good. You know what I mean? So we'll let that cool, and then we'll see where we're at. Ooh, I think it's going to do well. It's stuck to the towel, the little extra. I think this is going to work perfectly. I'm excited now. All right, so it looks like, yep, it's going to hold. Awesome. Let's continue on. All right, now we have our stitch witchery all around, but I left the top open. I'm going to get some stuffing, and we are going to stuff our little tree pillow. So let me get my stuffing. So, I bought this pillow. It was like $2.88 or something like that at Walmart, because that stuffing is a lot more affordable than buying the actual stuffing that you buy at the store, unless you can find it on sale, which I couldn't, so I decided to use a pillow. So we're just going to cut our pillow. We're going to take our stuffing out, and we're going to stuff our tree. So let's go ahead and get that done now. And while you're stuffing it, and you get it down to the bottom, you're just going to want to stuff it into the corners of your tree limbs here, your tree branches. And you'll just keep stuffing. And I love how this is turning out. I love that little ruffled edge. That is so cute. And then we'll just continue stuffing our tree as we put our stuffing in there. And just keep stuffing it in the ends. And then we'll just continue all the way on both sides and up to the top. So let's go ahead and keep on doing that. And what we're doing with this pinning is we're just putting our stitch witchery in place between the pieces of fabric, because it's kind of wiggly once it gets up to the top here. It's a little harder to deal with. So we're going to do that. And then once we get that in place, then we'll iron over it. That'll set some of the stitch witchery. Then we can pull our pins out and finish up what we started with our stitch witchery. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So this got a little wonky, but not too bad. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it, go with it, go with it. Okay. And I think it got a little wonky because it was a little hard to iron, but that's okay. It's gonna be so cute nonetheless. All right. So now once that cools, then you can just kind of manipulate that end. But I think it looks so cute, this little pillow. And the stitch witchery is very strong. I'm shocked, actually. I mean, I've always had good luck with stitch witchery, but for this I was a little unsure with all the stuffing and but it's really strong. What do you guys think? Don't you love it? Oh my goodness, do you not love this little tree pillow? Oh, I love it so much. It's so comfy. I just want to hug it. Look at how cute it is. I love. Who wouldn't want to get this for a gift? You tell me, who wouldn't want to get this? This is so adorable. I love it. You know what else you could do too? Like the tray, you could also do this in a velvet and maybe personalize it if you like. You could put a little Christmas quote on there, or you could put someone's initial. I think that would be beautiful with a stencil. Okay, well, now we've done the tray and our pillow. Let's go ahead and continue on to our next DIY. And this one is very easy and super adorable. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now this DIY, we're going to be using some of the ornaments that we purchased the other day at Walmart. We're going to be using some more of the fabric, and we're also going to be using that cute little bell garland that we got at Hobby Lobby. So let's go ahead and get started. Done. And now this is going to be so easy. We're going to take our bell and we're going to take an ornament and we're going to tie an ornament. I don't know if we're going to do it in between or every other one, but let me see how that works out. Hold on one second. So yeah, I think that is going to work out so cute. So let's go ahead and tie them along here. Okay, and then it's very simple. And then you have this cute little garland, which I think turned out so cute. And you could add like ribbons or bows or whatever you wanted. That's one idea with this little bell garland. But let me show you. Okay, so the second idea I had was incorporating the plaid fabric into our bell strand. And so what I'm going to do is cut strips of our fabric to fit in between, or maybe I'll do it at the top of the bell, each bell. Let's try that and see how that looks. So let's go ahead and cut our fabric. Okay, now look, let's see. Here's some with the bows, and then there's one without the bow. I think I like them without the bow, just tied on there, and then we'll trim them off. If I'm being honest, let's go ahead and do that and see what they look like. Yeah, that's super cute. So let's untie this bow too. Yeah, that looks cute. So let's go ahead and finish tying these on, and then we will trim them up. Okay, and then here's the other option. Now, keep in mind you could do this with velvet ribbon too, and just put the velvet bow with the long streamers. I think that would be so pretty. But I wanted to try and incorporate the plaid fabric in with our bell garland, and I think it looks so pretty. All right, my craft friends, what did you think of DIY number 3? Don't you love both of the garland options? I really love the bells with the plaid strips. I think they're so beautiful, and I love how they match they're coordinating with the Christmas tree pillow and then the serving tray. I think all 3 of those are perfect matches. I can't wait to display them in my home. Well, let me know which was your favorite project, please, down below in the comments. Also, if I can ask a favor of you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we would love to have you here at Sweet Bay Lane. And also, I don't want you to miss out on any of the upcoming fun that I have planned for this holiday season. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.